everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna do a video of my planner lineup for 2023. I personally love watching these types of videos on YouTube. I like watching people reflect on their planner for the year and what they're gonna be picking for the next year. So a really quick recap of my planners for this year. For memory planning, I was using Happy Planner inserts. For daily planning, I originally bought the Plum Paper Planner inserts, like a bunch of different worksheet style inserts, the daily inserts, weekly inserts, etc. So I've gone full in on Plum Paper for a few years now. And then maybe halfway through the year, over halfway through the year actually, maybe around August, I switched over to these Full Focus planners by Michael Hyatt. I'll talk about that a little bit. But initially to start the year, I was doing Happy Planner for memory planning and Plum Paper for paper planning. For that, the reason why I'm getting away from that, and you'll kind of see this here in my lineup, is I am so tired of disc-bound planners or disc-bound paper. If you guys know, or heck, I have one sitting over here, kind of, it has stickers in it, but disc-bound planners, they have these like punched notches so that you can slide them in and out of the planner. Makes sense. And as a person who likes to move things around and doesn't deal well with imperfection, and I need to like tear pages out and, you know, not have it there, that works really well for me. That has worked really well for me for the last few years. The reasons why I'm not using that system anymore, why I'm not going that route, is really two reasons. And one of them's dumb, you guys, is storing those papers, storing a bunch of Happy Planner inserts with all the little notches. They get caught on each other all the time. It's not, you like when you're trying to stack a bunch of those inserts, they just get all askew because they get caught on each other. And if you have a disc-bound planner, you'll probably know what I mean. And with Plum Paper, so I did daily, right? So you just get a ton of inserts. It's 1 page a day. So you get a ton of inserts. I bought a ton of supplemental inserts to go with my Plum Paper. I got the my home section, the budget section, fitness section, meeting section, social media section. Like I got all these different add-ons for Plum Paper, and I've gotten them several years in a row, to the point that I have to keep all of my Happy Planner / Plum Paper inserts in a giant Sterilite bin, bigger than like a shoe bin, you know, just because there's so many of them. And again, I really liked that. I like the idea of worksheets and filling something out. The problem is that my system, while it was comprehensive, I'll say that, it was very comprehensive. I'll actually show you my Plum Paper planner. I won't flip through it, but my planner at the bottom has all these tabs on it that are numbered, right? And I had so many inserts, so many things that I would have to update, or the goal was to update it every day. Every day, update your steps. Every day, update the meals that you ate. Every day, update the expenses you incurred. Every day, check off your cleaning list. But these were all different inserts, right? So I would have different tabs saying like, okay, everything you do daily or weekly, they were different colors. So like, here's some. And then all these blue ones were all the sheets I would have to update monthly. Again, very comprehensive, but it's very overwhelming for me, and I honestly was not doing it. So this year, I decided to stop deluding myself into thinking that I would keep up the system that I created, right? I created a monster, basically. I created the system that had everything in it that I could possibly need. It had a monthly layout, weekly layouts, goals layouts, daily layouts. It had everything in it. Obviously, it wouldn't all fit in that planner that I just showed, so then you'd have to swap in the inserts every month. It was just very overwhelming, you guys. I thought I was getting what I wanted because I was putting everything in one place, but really overwhelmed, and I just am so tired of the disc bound, the punched papers, that I was like, okay, we're not doing that this year. And halfway through the year, I did switch over to a full focus planner. Digitally, I always have my Outlook work calendar. I am an IT manager at a medium to large sized company, so I have just meetings all the time. I have tons of meetings all the time. So that calendar is kind of the gospel, the Bible, for work. And then I have a Google Calendar that I put, recurring bills, personal appointments, stuff like that. When I'm out and about, I only have my phone, so I'll add things to the Google Calendar. So digitally, I use those two things. I do use several other apps for like to-dos and notes. So Evernote is my note-taking app, Microsoft To Do is my personal to-do app, and Airtable is my work tracking app. So I do use some other things along the way digitally. That just is the nature, I guess, of working in IT. So anyways, here's my planner lineup though for 2023 in paper. For 2023, I plan to keep all of the digital systems I have in place. I can't stop using my Outlook calendar. I will continue to use my Google Calendar when I'm out and about, and where I keep my notes and to-dos, I will keep them in Airtable, Microsoft To Do, and Evernote. I'll talk about that maybe a little bit coming up. But in terms of paper, that's what you're here for. We're 7 minutes into this video, or probably around 5 to 7 minutes into this video already. So I'll stop blathering on. We'll go in order. We'll go from goal setting all the way down to daily planning, memory planning after the fact, and back around in a loop. So first, for goal setting, I guess I should say, years ago, let me start here. Years ago, I bought the Cultivate What Matters Power Sheets. You can see 2019. This was the first year that I bought Power Sheets, and they accidentally sent me two. So I ordered like the rainbow one, and they accidentally sent me additionally this yellow one, and I never used it. In 2020, I guess it was, whenever they moved to the hardbound covers, these are like the flexible covers. Whenever they moved to the hardbound covers, I bought Power Sheets again. The thing was, much like the Happy Planner plum paper insert debacle, is I wasn't using this. I just wasn't using it. I filled out all the prep work in the beginning, and then I never used the goal setting part of it. I will say though, a thing that is different, or that has been different the last few years, is that I work from home. I have an office maybe an hour away, and I don't go to it very often. So I work almost exclusively from home, and I am not lugging these planners all around with me. In the past, I was. In the past, that plum paper planner that I showed at the beginning of this video, I took that to work with me every day. So I think that is a little bit of a difference these days from what I was doing, what I've done most of my working career, the last decade of my life, versus these last few years during the pandemic and working from home. So I'm just at home. And so the volume / weight of the planner and how many planners I use is not really a concern anymore. I have a massive desk at home. I have my own home office. So storing things and blah, 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 it's just not a concern for me, thankfully. So anyways, I have these 2019 Power Sheets. Didn't use this second version. I like the concept of Power Sheets. I like all of the upfront. There's a ton of prep work, and it is really high level. Talking about your fears and things I'm saying no to, things I'm saying yes to, what fires me up. So there's just a ton of those, right? Okay, so there's just a prep work. And then it comes to writing your goals, and you get 2 pages 2 pages per goal to write action plans for them. I also really like that. And I think you get, how many do you get? 10. I think you get 10. Yeah, you get 10 goals. And then it goes into the monthly view. Again, I never used these pages. I never carried this planner around with me when I did have it. So it was just, again, didn't get used. But again, I like the prep work in Power Sheets. The other thing about Power Sheets is that I like that every single month there's multiple pages of kind of work, but not too many. Again, I don't want this to be overwhelming like my mega system was for me, okay? So every single month there is letting it go. So what's stressing me out, fears I have, and I'm hopeful that. This is just, to me, this is kind of like reflection and fluff. I don't really care. Same thing with prepare well. On my calendar, important to-dos, things I'm excited for. On my calendar, important to-dos are already captured in so many other places that I really, writing this down does nothing for me. But the next coming up pages do. So what matters this month, brainstorming, and simplify and prioritize, and then sorting them. So basically, what do I want to work on this month? And then you make this the tending list. And I think cultivate what matters uses some kind of like garden metaphor or something. But so for your tending list, you get encouraging words and top priority for the month. Then you get monthly actions, weekly actions, and daily habits or daily action items. So you get monthly, weekly, daily all on one sheet, okay? And then you have a nice month in review. And I do like these reflection month in reviews. I try to use the plum paper month in review inserts with probably 50% success, to be honest. But I really like that idea of reflecting on your month. Even fun things. What did I do? What did I eat? Where did I go? That kind of stuff. I'll talk about memory planning, but I'm really into memory planning, so they have a review sheet. So every month you get a few different kind of, I call them worksheets, but you get a few different inserts to work through. How is this different than this beast? So the next thing that's in my planner lineup is the Moxie Life planner. And I guess, okay, I'm just going to fully admit to, I watch a ton of planner videos, right? It's some of my favorite content that is out there is literally watching people plan out their day, plan with me videos, right? I used to watch a ton of like sticker videos where people would put like stickers in their planner. It's nice to watch those types of videos. But honestly, my favorite types of videos are where people just tactically, no stickers need to be involved, tactically plan out their day. I just like watching it. I love planning, well, I shouldn't say I love planning out my own day. My own days get very hectic and insane and are often stressful and not fun, but I like watching other people plan their days. So the reason why I came back to these Power Sheets and added it into my lineup very recently, I mean, obviously the Power Sheets aren't recent, but I decided I was going to use them recently, was that I love the YouTube channel Plan with Lakin, and she uses Power Sheets every single month. The way that she plans things is her system for planning is very similar to my system of planning. And she recently did a video, it was really long, it was like a 50-minute video, about how she plans everything in her entire life. Amazing. Love that video. Love her system. Again, it's very close to mine. So anyways, she uses Power Sheets and loves them. I think she might be using them again for 2023. And I honestly, I had this old one lying around, so I figured I would give it a shot. And again, I keep saying the word again. But anyways, these are different though. So the Power Sheets are different from Moxie Life. And I'll flip through this quickly and kind of compare, contrast the differences in them. This planner is thick. It's a weighty planner. And again, it's amazing that I'm at home and I don't have to lug this thing around with me because it's quite beefy. I just got the plain gray cover. So in the Moxie Life planner, it's, how do I describe it? to me, and this could be different for everyone, to me, there's not as much prep work that goes into Moxie Life. I think the concept of Moxie Life is like, just get started, pick goal areas, do something, which is great, versus the power sheets. They do have some like reflection on different areas of your life, but really the power sheets are, your goals could be in any category or any, area of your life, and there's nothing preset about that. Whereas Moxie Life is definitely preset, so you'll see. So in the Moxie Life planner, I'm not gonna like show and flip through every single one of these pages. There is an assessment, they call it the Compass score. So this is pretty crucial actually to this system. But it just talks about like setting goals and stuff. But essentially, you do this Compass assessment, and then there's a lot of pages about thinking about creating goals, right? How to create goals, how to do weekly actions, areas that you could have, or things to think about as you think about your goals. And then boom, you write goals. You write goals in, I think it's 8 different areas: personal, fun and recreation, work and learning, family and relationships, health and wellness, spiritual and personal growth, financial and physical environment. These are preset and they recur throughout the planner. So, you can probably, you can change these up, but it recurs throughout you would probably want your goals to generally fall into some of these sections. Otherwise, you're going to have to be scribbling out and stickering over all the names all the time. So you write annual goals, right? You've got a vision board and some goal setting tips. I'm going to flip past January because I started to write stuff in there. But for each month, then you get a monthly calendar, which has a Sunday start. And I do not do Sunday starts. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm a fan of the European style. I like my weekends chunked together. I also lived abroad in Europe for a while, and I have very fond memories of that time. So I like to pretend like I'm so European like that. Just kidding. But anyways, I genuinely do like a Monday start to my week. So yes, you could white out and sticker over the days, the dates, and the holidays. Am I going to do that? Probably not. But but how am I going to use this, right? So in Moxie Life, they give you monthly goals. And this is why I really liked Moxie Life, is I liked that there's monthly goals and weekly actions. Yes, in Power Sheets, you do have monthly, weekly, and daily actions you can take. But, I know this is a small difference, but I really liked that this one had 2 pages just for monthly goals. And in it sections them out. And then you have weekly actions, and again, it's sectioned out. Whereas on Power Sheets, you would have to write in like, this monthly action items relates to personal goal, this one relates to a financial goal, this one, the next 3 relate to health goals. It's just not as structured, I guess. And I think that's overall the concept, right? That's the difference, is that Power Sheets are not as structured and Moxie Life is. So, oops, I almost ripped those pages out. So how am I going to use, I guess, knowing how this is set up, how am I going to use it? In Moxie Life, since I'm going to use this as my primary goal planner, I should say, I'm going to do the Power Sheets work first. And I'm going to do the nebulous work. I'm going to do the unstructured work. Then I'm going to structure it, and I'm going to put it in my Moxie Life planner. Is that overkill? Probably. We'll see how it goes for me. But once I decide, once I use the Power Sheets system to decide what are my monthly goals, I will write them in here for the different sections in a structured way by category. And then if I need to have a monthly planner to plan out when I'm going to do something, just like really far in advance, right? Like the start of the month, I'm just basically predicting the whole month, which never goes well for me. But if I'm going to use it to predict the whole month, then I'm essentially going to use the Moxie Life Planner. It might get messy, and I'm going to try to not care because I already hate this Sunday start. So I'm just not going to care. So I'm going to have monthly goals, and I'm going to put it on here. Then there's, from those monthly goals, I'll move into weekly actions. And again, Power Sheets might help me do this to figure out what some of those weekly actions might be, and then I can just transfer them in here and have them neatly categorized. But in any case, they're going to go in here. And then same thing. I'm going to use these weekly pages to plan out the week. Is it going to be perfect? Is it going to be what my week looks like in reality? Probably not. I might use some stickers in here. I have so many sticker kits, you guys. It's disgusting. I really need to use them up. So I might use some stickers in here. Who knows? It's not a requirement though. This is just to help me center my week if I can. Is it going to be off? Definitely, definitely. Every day of my life. You know, the day of, I am getting new meeting requests or new asks or tasks I need to do. So on a Sunday night or a Monday morning, predicting out my week is, I'll do my best. I will do my best, certainly, but it can be a joke sometimes that, you know, when you have the best laid plans. So that'll just repeat. And there's a blank page in here for reflection. I might use this more for brainstorming each week in conjunction with the Power Sheets. And that's another really good difference between Power Sheets and Moxie Life. In Power Sheets, you write out your weekly actions one time. You decide your monthly actions, weekly actions, and daily habits one time, and that's it. In Moxie Life, you get the chance to start over every week. And that's why I do think that the kind of concept with Moxie Life is just get started, just do something. So yes, you write out monthly goals, and you do the same thing in Power Sheets. But every single week in Moxie Life, you write new weekly actions. Or you can, right? You don't have to write new ones, but you can. You know, maybe your weekly action for health and wellness just was too big. It's not working. Do something different the next week. But just keep doing your goals. Just keep working towards them. So I do like that about this planner. This planner does also have a habit tracker in the side. So in theory, your daily habits could also change every single week versus the Power Sheets where you set your daily actions and you do them like all day every month. And maybe that's the case too. That's the beauty to me of using two different systems, is that maybe I have a goal that is work out every day of the month, which would never happen probably, but I could write that in my Power Sheets and say, okay, I got a habit tracker 1 through 31. I'm going to work out every day of the month. In Moxie Life, there is no month, like full month tracker. You just get weekly trackers. And yes, the goal could be every week. I could just say work out every single week. And yes, I would track that across the month. But again, maybe the habit is, it just changes from week to week. Maybe work out for me one week is just go on a 1 hour walk. But maybe the next week it's follow Cassie Ho's Blogilates Pilates videos for a week. It's all, to me, and I'm sure this is obviously is different for everyone, but to me that would all be considered working out. So you can get a little bit more specific or switch things up every week. I'm blabbering on. So that's how I'm going to use Moxie Life. Moxie Life will purely be goal planning, which is weird to me to not have it all in one place like I used to, try to cram everything into one place. But it's trying to lay the best laid plans. It's trying to do my best to focus on my goals and just get started and have an action plan and just try. So that's this planner. Okay, so we talked about this, and we talked about this, and they are both goal planners, you guys. So that's a thick amount of paper to be carrying around for your goals, but it's what I'm gonna do. So this is all trying both of these. It's all to help me try my best. The reality, though. Let's talk about the reality of things. The reality of things is this little guy. Little journal size. It's actually bigger than a journal, but it's these planners. I love these planners. I love these planners so much. I cannot talk about how much I love these planners. There is one thing that annoys me about the Full Focus planners, and it's that the layout, this weekly preview here and here, this is the 2020 layout. They recently changed the layout for 2022, but not all of the colors have been updated. So if you order from Full Focus right now, depending on what color you choose, you may get this layout or you may get the new layout. And that's just that. I tried to ask customer service if I could essentially send this planner back to get the new layout, and they said, no, sorry. Only certain colors have the 2022 layout updated in them. They plan to have all the colors updated by the end of 2023. So it is what it is. Just be aware of that if you are looking to get one of these planners. A Full Focus planner. Okay, so the Full Focus planner has a place for annual goals, and I think you get what, 2, 4, 6, 8, so you get 12 goals in here, right? So you get annual goals, and then there's these individual goal detail pages. We already would have done this work in PowerSheets. We would have already written out annual goal details in PowerSheets. However, the Full Focus planner is a quarterly planner. There is only 3 months worth of paper in this planner. So the way that I'm going to use this planner is that I'm going to have quarterly goals. Neither the PowerSheets nor Moxie Life specifically has quarterly goals. They have quarterly refreshes where you reflect on your year and make adjustments if you need to. But there is no page in either of those planners that is specifically dedicated to quarterly goals. So I'm going to be using my Full Focus planner goal detail pages for quarterly goals. And I like these. Again, these planners also have a habit tracker, and it's a 3-month tracker, which works really great for me. And like I said, I started using the Full Focus planner in August, I think it was. So not quite a full 2 quarters, but I've used 2 of these journals basically, and I like the 3-month streak tracker. Anyways, so there's goal details in here. There's 12 of them because you get 12. There's monthly calendars, and they're all back to back. So they're not like monthly and then all the daily pages, then monthly and all the daily pages. They're at the start. And look, they have a Monday start. So I do use these monthly calendars in here. I will look at my Google Calendar and write down any big things where basically I have to leave my house, let's be honest, of, appointments, seeing friends, seeing family events, just anything big where I have to leave my house gets written on this calendar. It's also in my Google Calendar, so it's whatever. And it will also be in my Moxie Life monthly planner, because again, that planner will be to project what I expect to happen in the month. And this planner does also the same thing for me, this monthly calendar. I just like the Monday start better. There's rolling quarters in this layout. The new layout does not have rolling quarters. In any case, so there's just stuff in here. Daily rituals. I love this concept. And I don't think yeah, Moxie Life and Power Sheets, they don't have this concept. But the idea is, what are all the things that I do regularly in the morning? I do at the start of the workday, I do at the end of the workday, and I do at the end of the day. I know this might be too much for some people, right? Like just planning out your mundane activities, essentially, is probably too much. But I love it. I love it. I am a very task-driven person, and I am the type of person who will literally write shower on my to-do list. So I probably will never show this on camera. I have it filled out in my other planners, but you know, my morning rituals are like tidy the kitchen, make the coffee, or sometimes I do it at the end of the day, but you know, make the coffee, get dressed and, you know, put on makeup sometimes. And then at the start of the workday, I always check my calendar, I check my emails, I check Teams messages, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, I always make a task list from all my work tasks and I process them, process Post-it notes, blah, blah, blah. And then the evenings, this is not really a ritual, but it kind of is check the mail, take a shower, make dinner, read. Like, it's all very common, average, dumb things, but I just like the idea of documenting them here. So anyways, I don't know, you know, I'm just really blabbering today, you guys. Okay. Well, similar to daily rituals, there's also a section in here for your ideal week. It starts at 5 and ends at 9 p.m. So I usually rewrite this. I am not one of those power boss people who gets up at 5 a.m. and works out for an hour, then checks my email and takes my kids to school and makes dinner and blah, blah, blah. And then I sit down at 8 to start my workday. Like, no. At best, my day starts at 7, sometimes 8. I will get up like 15 minutes before I need to be on a phone call at 8. Like, that's just how I am. I really don't do much before I start working. Work is my whole life, most of the time. So I usually have to adjust the times on here. But I like this idea of planning out your ideal week, right? It helps you see when might you have pockets of time to do something. Obviously, it's ideal. It's not going to be every week, and honestly, every week is never the same for me anyways, but I just like the idea. I like the idea of saying every day at 7:30 I'm going to work out. Every day at 6:30 I'm going to start dinner. I mean, it generally does happen around those times because I do whether or not I write it down, I have rituals, right? So, you know, whether or not I write it down on here, dinner usually does get made around 6:30. I don't know. Anyways, key projects, whatever. I don't do that. Okay. The thing that I like about the Full Focus Planner, let me switch to a page that's in the middle so it lays flat. The thing that I love about this planner is that there are 2 pages for every day. And they're simple, right? They're not cluttered with trackers and different 97 to-do list sections and blah, 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 okay? You get daily big 3, tasks, agenda, notes. It's simple to the point that I adore it, right? There are little check boxes up here for your different rituals too, so you can check off I did my morning routine or I did my PM routine. But oh my gosh, you guys, I literally just cannot describe how much I love this planner so much. I love the paper, I love the smell of it, I love the font, the line thickness. I just love everything about this planner. So I do try to use the daily big 3. Sometimes my daily big 3 is more inspirational type things where like I will tell myself like just get through a busy day. I don't know. Tasks, I write in literal tasks for the day. Again, they can be very mundane. Reply to this person, call this place back, go do this thing. I just write in what I'm going to do that day. Every once in a while, let's say it's literally Monday, and I know I have to do something on Wednesday. Maybe it's like, I did something today, and on Wednesday, I'm going to follow up with that person, right? I'll just flip to Wednesday and just write the task in, follow up with so-and-so. So I have it written down. So yes, my literal tasks for the day, that very often I do want to get through those tasks. It's not aspirational at this point. It is the literal stuff I need to get done that day. Goes here. I do plan out my day, or I combo plan / write down what I did, memory plan, I guess you would call it, but plan / after plan my day. Again, this starts at 5 and goes till 9. I rewrite these times in to go from 7 to 11, I think it is, which is generally my day. I write in, well, I use these pens. These are Pilot Fineliner Friction erasable pens. They're marker pens. They're not quite the same as these Papermate Flares in terms of the feel of the nib and the ink that comes out. But these puppies are erasable and they work. So what I'll do is I will write in all the meetings for the day. And I don't do it too far in advance because, again, I get so many meeting requests day of, or cancellations the day of or the day before, that it is impractical to write that in for the whole week. Like to say, here's Monday's meetings, here's Tuesday meetings. I can't do that. It's just, it doesn't work for me. So usually the day before, the evening before, or the very start of the day, mostly the start of the day, I will go through and I will write in all my meetings in one color. And then I will use a different color to write in around those meetings of like, okay, I really do think that I'm gonna be able to work out here, or I really need to run this errand and here's a pocket of time. Or if I'm not planning it out ahead of time, I will write in, again, in a different color, okay, at 3 o'clock, I did go to the UPS store. Maybe I didn't plan, maybe it was a task, but I didn't plan it out type of thing. Hopefully you guys understand my point here. And then notes, I take notes digitally for work, but I will use this notes section for a few different things. Sometimes I'll write in exercise and food, not often. Sometimes I will reflect on my day. I'll journal here. I'll write gratitude over here. Or sometimes if I'm feeling overwhelmed and I need to brain dump at work, I will write in just a massive list of just to-dos for sometime in the future, right? It's not like a bunch of to-dos that I'm gonna spread out through the rest of the week and I can like flip to Thursday and say, oh, I'm gonna do this thing. It's just brain dump of stuff. Sometimes I use it that way. But I love that there's a 2-page spread per day. I'm sure it's not for everyone. I'm sure, in fact, I know that for some, weekly planners are just a perfectly fine way to plan their life, your life, however it works, whatever works for you. But the level of detail all the way down to the day and the hour is what works for me. So anyways, there's every day, this is the realism, right? Cultivate and Moxie Life are aspirational. This is my reality day to day. The other thing that this planner has is at the end of the week or the start of the week, however you want to phrase that, is there's a weekly preview. So you reflect on your week. You do a list sweep. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, you can watch the Full Focus Planner videos. They explain it all. But there's basically preview, or reflection, I should say. Reflection, and then preview, where it gives you a week on one page. The new planner layout has a week on 2 pages, but in this layout, it's 1 page. Then you plan out what are going to be your weekly big 3, and what are you going to do for self-care. So I think I mentioned when I was talking about Moxie Life that I'm not going to use the blank part of the page for weekly reflection only because only because Full Focus has weekly reflection in here. And I like the weekly reflection being here because this was my literal week and I can look through and reflect on what happened during the week. For planning though, I don't know what I'm going to use this page for, if at all, because I will be pre-planning my week in the Moxie Life Planner. Same for the self-care planner. These items, sleep, eat, move, connect, and relax, those are really a part of different goal areas. We'll call it. So I don't know if I'm going to use this. And the weekly big three, I do like this concept because regardless of what I have planned for my goals, there are some things in work and life that are just the top priorities that week. It's aspirational to want to, work out every day, right? To make my dinner every day, to, call a friend or family member 3 times a week or something like that, right? But sometimes in life, or at least in my life, there are things that just will supersede everything and you have to do them. So I just like this idea of weekly big three, and then you go back into your daily plans. At the end of this planner, there is a quarterly preview and then some other steps you can take of review your life plan, review your goals, review your ideal week, blah, blah, blah. That's the end of the planner and you move to another quarter. So I'm sure, this is a long video at this point. I'm sure this is too much for a lot of people, but it is my plan for the year. So this is my paper planners. Oh, bonus content. Not really. Is memory planning. So I mentioned memory planning, right? I do love to do memory planning. Sorry, I had to stop for a sip of coffee there. I do like memory planning. So this is pre-planning everything out. This is reality. I also like to use stickers, sticker kits, to memory plan what actually happened in my life. Again, life is so turbulent sometimes that everything that goes in here might not pan out in real life. So I do like to reflect on what actually happened in my week. So for that, as I mentioned, I used to use the plum paper, I used to use Happy Planner inserts, which I am done with. So instead, I found these blank inserts from, I think, Sadie's Stickers. I like her sticker kits. So she has blank, let me move that over. Blank months. You don't have to white out the days of the week or the dates or the holidays. It's literally a blank grid. Do whatever you want with your life. And then here's the week views. This is A5 wide size. So the width of these columns is the same as Erin Condren, which is what most sticker kits on the market, at least the original ones, are sized for. There are obviously sticker kits now for the Hobonichi Cousin and B6 planners and whatever, but if you are just looking for generic sticker kit, usually it's this width, which I think is 1.5 inches. I can't quite remember. The only thing about these inserts though is that they are not as tall as the Happy Planner inserts, and I have one here. So this is a Happy Planner insert that I'm currently doing stickers in, and as you can see, the height overall is a little bit shorter on these, but the box space on these basically goes top to bottom, whereas on here, obviously the boxes stop here. Is that big of a deal to me? No. I actually like that this is a shorter height here for the date covers because I just never needed all that white space. Anyways, So I'm doing that, and the reason is that I am using this, I think it's Simple Stories. Yeah, anyways, I have this Simple Stories binder that comes with different, well, I think it doesn't come with, you have to buy these separately, but different page protectors in different sizes. Because I really want to do not just sticker memory planning, but semi scrapbooking. And this binder and these page protectors, this is 2 4x6 pictures, so it's not like a 8.5 by 11 size binder. Like, this is a small binder. If you've heard of Becky Higgins' Project Life, or Ali Edwards' One Little Word, or December Daily, it's that same concept. So how I'm going to use this is that I'm going to punch these inserts and put them in this binder, and then I'll have these page protectors to put photos in. I know some people put photos in their memory planners, like in the weekly layout, but I want to use these page protectors in essentially scrapbook. So I do have one of these little, you see that the size of that? It's not that big. Oh yeah, it is Simple Stories. I have one of these binders. I actually started this in October, because why wait for the new year, right? Do it when you want to. Don't wait for the new year. So I started one already, and I'll be punching these inserts and putting them into that binder. So that is my planner lineup for the year. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this video. I appreciate it. I'd love to know what you are using for your planner lineup for 2023. If you're using any of the same things as me, what do you love about them? Or if you're using something different, what do you love about that system? I'd love to just read through their comments and see what you guys are kind of doing for next year. All right. Thank you again for tuning in. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys in another video. Bye.